Happy Tuesday. Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to pick up this Chihuahua. I'm sorry. It really is not my plan, but she's gonna keep whining. I'm gonna try. I just wanted to share a message that I have, and this, hold on. If I go pick her up and hold her, she'll be fine. She just needs to be included. So this is my Chihuahua, Princess Sedona Von Muffin. She is dramatic. We were initially just gonna name her Sedona, but then we couldn't agree on what to call her. So the whole name is Princess Sedona Von Muffin, but she'll pretty much answer to mostly Sedona or Muffin, Princess sometimes, little girl. She has a million names. So anyways, that's not what I came to talk about. What I came to talk about today was how sometimes whenever we're going through a situation, we might be going through a situation and there's a common phrase that we might say that sounds something like, I know that God's not going to cause me to go through anything that I can't handle. And we say it as like a way of kind of encouraging ourselves, I think, but it is not usually super encouraging to say because, to be honest, it doesn't feel accurate. It is usually something that we say in a way that it's like, well, I know God's not going to cause me to deal with anything that I can't handle, but I feel like I can't handle this. And so I think that's one of the biggest lies of the enemy, guys. I think that there are plenty of places in scripture where we can see that this is not the truth. It's not the case with Jesus. It's not the case with many of the disciples and the apostles. There's much persecution that people face. I think one thing that the Bible does say that sounds really similar maybe is in 1 Corinthians 10 verse 13. What it says is, and God is faithful, he will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, he will show you a way out that you can endure. So I think sometimes maybe that's where we have the impression when we say that type of thing that like God promised that to us or something, that we're not going to go through more than we can handle. When there's, again, plenty of places in scripture where it seems like they're dealing with situations that are more than they can handle. Jesus himself was crucified. And obviously we are not Jesus. We don't have the righteousness or just the, we're not the same in any way, shape, or form. But I just want to read a passage of scripture that kind of reiterates this way of thinking. And it's in 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse, I don't even know where to go. I guess chapter 3, I'll start at verse 8. It says that we think you ought to know, dear brothers and sisters, about the trouble that we went through in the province of Asia. Nothing against the province of Asia, just saying. We were crushed and overwhelmed beyond our ability to endure. And we thought that we would never live through it. In fact, we expected to die, but as a result, we stopped relying on ourselves and learned to rely on God, who raises the dead. So, and it goes on to say, and he did rescue us from mortal danger, and he will rescue us again. We have placed our confidence in him, and he will continue to rescue us. And you are helping by praying for us. Many people give thanks because God has graciously answered many prayers for our safety. What I hear in that message is basically holy moly, we almost died. Like, we almost died. But God protected us. And so, and it literally says, I'm going to try and put him down. Again, we say things like, I know God's not going to have me go through anything that I can't handle. But in Corinthians, Paul says, we thought that we weren't going to make it through it. But then again, if we look forward backward, if we look in another place in scripture, we can find in Deuteronomy that God promises he will never leave or forsake us. In this case, I'm pretty sure he promises this to Joseph. I will never leave you nor forsake you. He also promises in Joshua 1:9 that I will be with you wherever you go. So even though we endure difficult situations, it's really important that we understand the most important part of going through those situations is not to have a belief that God is not going to cause us to go through something that we cannot handle. He won't allow us to be tempted beyond what we can endure without providing us a way out of the temptation. And he promises that he will be with us wherever we go. So it's not a matter of God's going to rescue me from suffering. There's still going to be suffering. There's still going to be difficulty. There's still going to be trials, and it's still going to feel as though there are situations where we are crushed and overwhelmed beyond our ability to endure. It doesn't mean that God has forsaken you or abandoned you. Really, it's just that's part of God's promise and provision that no matter what we go through, he's always going to be with us. So don't be deceived into believing a lie that God does not care because you feel like you're going through a situation that you can't handle. You need to rely on God, because even if you feel like you can't handle the situation, God can handle the situation, and he is more in control than you are aware of, and he will be more in control when you stop trying to control the situation and give control to him. I think that's all I got about this message. Bye, love you guys. Have a great day. I will try to throw together another message later today about something else and post it to my channel also. Bye, love you. Have a great day.